All right. Okay. Oh,
You know, I'm paying for this taxi,
Oh.
and I'm sitting here. I'm like, I got the seat. Can I say? I don't know if I can say that on camera.
you can say it.
If you look through my phone, you'd find the same exactly. Like we might twice a week go to the same restaurant, and every single time I'm like taking a picture. Who am I gonna? It's like I have it in my head that one day there's gonna be a museum in my honor, and they're gonna like they need all of the things I've ever done for
Version 1, version 1.2,
Yeah.
version 1.2.
Oh, this is the time that Adam had f***ing like, you know, the doll that day. But the next week, here's the next time he had that doll. But it was really good.
Food, most people don't realize, is politics, culture, religion, history, everything is intertwined, and food is the easiest manifestation of all of these different things that humanity has gone through. So all of this amalgamation can only be represented in the living, in the now, through food.
I can't put that in the show.
Let's just go down the rabbit hole. What would you say is the most iconic dish of Bangkok?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
To a foreigner or to somebody here?
To somebody here and a foreigner. Let's break it into two.
Somebody here, the most iconic dish of Bangkok to me is green curry.
Okay.
It's green curry. That to me is Bangkok.
Okay, so
Right? That is the dish of Bangkok to me, right? To a foreigner, pad thai is a Bangkok dish,
So
right?
perfect. That's an exact great little segment of what we were going to get into. That's what the next show is when you walk in, what's the most famous dish? Everybody will think it's pad thai. We should, and then we throw it out the window. And then we get into all the details of the different parts of the country, how it influenced it, from the period of Ayutthaya, from the regional versions of it, from the different parts of Bangkok.
But I also have this thing that I can't quite get past of, you know, the arrogance for me. You know, I wrote a blog post on our website about this. I don't even remember if I published it or not. I might have just had a few drinks and written it and then just got angry and thrown it away. But what is authenticity? Who are we to define authentic? Right now, yes, Gaeng like green curry is an authentic, this is what people eat in Bangkok.
Yeah.
Pad Thai is a dish that foreigners eat.
Yeah.
It's also a dish that is actually invented in Thailand,
Yeah.
created in Bangkok,
Yeah.
was consumed at one point by Thai customers,
Yeah.
right? For what the reasons that we've covered in the channel before. But, you know, I feel like me as a traveler sometimes, I have been so hung up in I'm only going to eat what's authentic that I cost myself good experiences. Because my definition of authentic, you know, if I'm really being authentic to what Thai people eat, I would eat hot pot. I would go for the mukata, you know, the hot pot with the grill on top, because that's popular here.
Yeah.
And I can sit here as a foreigner and I can say, oh, that's not authentic.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat this authentic food.
Yeah.
But authentic to me maybe just means different. It means exotic. It means foreign, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean, what does authentic actually mean? It means what people enjoy in a place. And I think that there is this argument to be had of authenticity as something that is a little bit of a gray area.
Yeah, I think you're right. It comes down to,
Eat,
like,
eat
for
what you
example,
enjoy.
what is a
If
DOP?
you like it, eat it,
What is
right?
a DOP category, right? In like pizza Napoli is given DOP because it's from Naples. It's a particular style. There's crust around it. It's a particular style that says, okay, if you want to call yourself a Neapolitan pizza, it has these 4 or 5 characteristics. Within those, there are different versions of it. So I think as long as we can be honest about that, or clarify that, then you have at least some sort of framework to work within. It comes down to, let's take the green curry. In maybe this part of town, they cook it with this, and further down they change it because the taste was a little bit different, or estuarial waters of the Chao Phraya were different. Whatever the catch was different, but those are authentic to those regions. Derivations all fall. Wow. Okay. How are we doing on sound?
Do you ever watch a guy on a loud motorcycle and be like, wow,
Yeah.
cool guy?
Yeah. No, I'm like organ donor.
Hey. This is Jodd Fairs. I hope you enjoy this footage because I spent a week planning the shoot here. The point of this video was going to be to check out this market and figure out why it's so popular, and then get into the history of night markets and how they became such an iconic part of the tourist trail. It's not a bad idea for a video, and I think we probably could have pulled it off, but then my good friend Sid came to town and I got cold feet. See, Sid isn't just any friend coming to town. I mean, this is a guy who happens to be one of the world's true foodies. A man who's been everywhere and eaten everything, and also happens to be the host of one of my favorite channels. And there's a lot of good things about night markets, but objectively, food's not one of them. I mean, I know, okay, that's painting with a wide brush, but like, think about the logistics of serving this many people from a small booth. I mean, it's gotta be an assembly line. This is food made by the kilo. And Sid is here of all people, and so this just wasn't going to be good enough. So while Jasper's off getting B-roll around the market, Sid and I got a beer and I asked him what the best thing he ever ate in Thailand was. And he said once on a trip up north about 17 years ago, he had some epic jungle curry, and it was one of his favorite meals ever. And that was that.
Oh, really? Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna go eat some jungle curry. And
It's very Opus Dei of us, self-flagellation, and finding benefaction and glory through pain. Bring the chalice. Sorry, I got deep in there.
raised the bar on me. I don't like. The only thing I can think is like, oh yeah, we're gonna have some good food.
Yeah, man. Looking forward to this.
Look, I mean, if you've got one day in Bangkok, the last thing I want is for you to leave the city not feeling like you maximized the time to eat here, right?
Yeah, so I got a little backstory to this. I had come here, a rather great chef had invited us. We went to that person's restaurant, and then that person told us, hey, after this, we're going to take you out for great street food. And somehow I found myself in a mall. And I was sad that I had flown all the way from Hong Kong. The food at that person's restaurant was great, but the rest of the experience was eating, mall food. So I'm really looking forward to hardcore, sit down, sweat it out jungle curry. The last time I had one that I loved was in Chiang Rai. And they also had that jumping shrimp. What is that called? Jumping shrimp or dancing shrimp?
The dancing shrimp, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. So I am so looking forward to this. And with that, I think my hand is shaking and
No,
quivering
you're
at this
fine.
point.
Let's do it. We've only got 30 more minutes in the car. You're good. Let's just continue. Tell me your emotions looking at what we're about to eat. Is this okay? How do you feel? Did I do all right by?
Yeah, I am so excited.
I'm
having a hard time talk because I'm just collecting pools of saliva in my mouth, and I'm literally just trying to hold back and not spit on you while I'm talking because I'm just looking and I'm like, hey, when do we start eating?
Was this worth a 24-hour flight to Bangkok to have a meal like this?
This is it. This was the meal I was looking for. This is why we do this kind of shows, right? This is that moment. Because everything, I barely know anything I'm going to get into. So I'm just Now it's just going to be learning and sharing. You're going straight for the
I'm
big
diving into the deep end of the swimming pool.
All right.
So I could be a good host and serve you, but
Yeah, no, I'm going to dip into this while you dip into that. I'm going to build up to the heat. Oh, wow. And you're going in without the rice?
yeah, no, man, I gotta know how it tastes. I think those napkins are for my tears.
Oh, wow, it's already there.
Yeah, it's good.
No.
It's very, very good. And I'm gonna be completely honest, and this is a big statement, but this is probably the best green curry I've ever had. This is up there
Oh, my God.
is maybe the best green curry that I've ever had.
Yeah.
And
I second that motion. And I endorse it fully. Oh, my God, that is so good. It's such clean flavors. Nothing overpowers anything. It just balances all out. Usually, a lot of people bugger up the curries when it's either too lemongrassy, and I find lemongrass is sometimes over abused, and it turns
Agreed.
into citronella. Like, I don't know whether to eat it or put it on my legs so I don't get chewed by mosquitoes.
does it have to be one or the other?
Oh,
So I'm not trying to blow smoke at Bangkok. I'm just curious for you, all your travels. You did a 24-hour trip here because you could. You had 24 hours. You thought, you know what? I'm going to go have some good food in Bangkok.
yeah.
Where else? What are the other cities that you would put on your pantheon list of the places that would be?
So
you know-
Bangkok, I think, sticks right up there. Bangkok, Singapore. I love Singapore. My rule in Singapore, however, is the more you pay, the worse the food gets.
Okay.
Eat local, eat the hawker centers. It's much better. It's an amalgamation of all of these regions.
Do you see, as somebody who's traveled extensively, right? Mm-hmm. And I, you know, as somebody who's spent your life traveling and eating, do you notice? Oh, okay, I see. To me, I don't know. I'm a food nerd. I'm really interested in migration patterns. I think you can learn a lot about history through food,
Yep.
right? You can see not just where the Indian influence came in from. I'm barely holding it together after 2 bites of this, by the way. Where the Indian influence came in from. The Chinese, obviously. Portuguese in Bangkok is something that's completely unknown, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But you can see it. Do you find yourself, not just in Thailand, but anywhere, noticing things that you recognize as either flavors or techniques?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I like to dig into. That's my main dream in content creation, is to get into that space. To be able to understand the provenance of the ingredients, where it came from, how it got influenced. And everybody lays claims to certain dishes with such conviction without understanding where it came from. Right? And there's a jingoism with food, which need not be. Right? I own this dish. No, you don't. History and food, most people don't realize, is politics, culture, religion, history, everything is intertwined, and food is the easiest manifestation of all of these different things that humanity has gone through. So all of this amalgamation can only be represented in the living, in the now, through food. Otherwise, it's just textual. Right? You can go to a museum and understand, but you want to feel history, you want to feel politics, you want to feel religion, you want to feel 1,000 years of migrations across so many lands. Eat a dish and you'll figure out, ooh, I know where that's coming from. Ooh, I remember this sauce or this kind of pepper, which doesn't exist outside anywhere else.
This is me at 25. I was a sports commentator in Virginia. And this is a dish called Sichuan spicy chicken, or Ji. And it was this dish that blew up my life and sent me to the other side of the world. The first time I tasted this, on a cold December night in Shenzhen, China. This was when I first felt my senses pushed so far past any extreme I could imagine that it was like I'd unlocked something bigger. I'd found a high that I didn't even know was out there. I went home, quit my job, and started traveling and eating. And then, when I ran out of money, I moved back to Shenzhen and got a job as a cook. This is Sid Mewara at 25. He's graduated culinary school, but then got out of the kitchen and started work as an investment banker.
His career also brought him to Shenzhen, where a few years later he became a regular at a place where I was the cook. Along with a few others who are still close friends to this day, we were foodies before that term was invented. Sid back then would disappear for a few days, then come back talking about some random meal in some random country that he just had to helo jump into the middle of the desert or something to find. This was the first person I ever met who kept a food blog, years before everyone had a food blog. Everyone has old friends who they catch up with after a long time and pick up old conversations. The fun thing for me seeing Sid after all these years is we've always been talking about food. The people and the connections and the dishes. And what you see on both of our channels is just a cleaner version of who we've always been off the air.
What's your assessment of the food that we ate today?
As I said before, I think it's one of the great Thai meals I've had ever, and I've been lucky enough to try small regional parts of Thailand. To me, I rank this right up there, the top meals. This is a revelation. This is a revelation. This was very interesting, bony, but the frog was excellent. But again, this just harks back that stink bean.
My secret strategy for getting people to have the best meal of their lives is just to up the first location and make you really hungry so that whatever you eat is going to be incredible.
Suck for luck.
Suck for luck.
So, yeah, that's a really good question. This is something we fight with all the time. We get into these conversations and debates, and then sometimes it makes sense and sometimes it doesn't make sense. What is an authentic, in Indian dishes, what is an authentic vindaloo? Well, who the knows? It's vinho de alo, carne de vinha de alo.
Right.
It's a Portuguese dish, which is similar to the adobo.
And that's a great,
Yeah.
really, really good point, actually.
Yeah,
but when do we draw the line? Because chili peppers are from Central America.
Yeah.
So do we say that this is not authentic Thai because it is chili peppers? And even though they came here 700 years ago, 600 years ago.
I think near future is, as long as you can create some provenance of that dish to the region, you can. As I dive deeper into it, it gets harder and harder to have that conversation. I think authentic is become a classist label where you try to distance others, no, this is not authentic or this is more authentic. I think it's convoluted, but I still think there should be some framework of where does it come from. Otherwise, everything is from everywhere and nothing's from anywhere.
But that's why we do what we do. That's the purpose
that's how we
of
just
what
want to
we're
live in, yeah.
That's the
like
purpose
a tempura,
of our...
how the am I going to explain to half the world that it came from the Portuguese? Right? They just don't understand the concept. Or the curry when Katsudon went from Kerala, is it trading from the Portuguese?
But this drills down on ultimately why we do what we do.
Yeah.
Which is the story of food, it's the story of people.
Yeah.
It's that if we want to understand how tempura became Japanese, if we want to understand how, Thai desserts became Thai desserts, which came from the Portuguese, right?
Yeah.
If we want to understand how Pad Thai came into existence, which came from the Chinese, whatever we want, look dish by dish on the table, and trace back the dishes and ingredients. It's not ultimately a story about food, it's a story about people, and that's why we do this. That's the whole point of this, right?
Yeah. No, I completely agree. You see, it comes down, it's a little deeper now that we're getting into this.
Is it bad that as we get into the interesting part of the conversation, I'm sneaking bites of that I'm still eating all we... I feel like this is... Anyway, continue. Yeah, sorry.
No, for me, I tell you what, I grew up in so many places, so I've always tried to find myself, where am I actually from? Who am I? And every place I've been, I've always been an outsider who's just fit in. So I also look at other people and try to figure out where they're from. And to me, the closest avenue is food. And slowly from understanding myself and understanding people, it became to understanding food. So me, I'm always curious about why is it the way, I've seen the same here, I've seen the same one here. Is there a link? Would there be a link? Then I'll go scratch that surface a little deeper. Then you find more links. Then it's a rabbit hole that just takes you in 8 different directions. And 7 days later, about 50 pages of writing this down, and you're like, I started in Bangkok. I am now sitting in a village in Java because something was, it's taken me there.
Sid mentioned jungle curry. Now, I've had an idea since we started the channel I just needed to find the right person to come with me to eat what I think is the spiciest thing I've ever eaten. The only thing since my first day in China, the first time So when I arrived in China, I had my Sichuan chicken for the first time, and I thought you were supposed to eat all the chili peppers, right? And that was
Yeah.
so I sat there and I finished every single one on the plate. And since then, I haven't been challenged by heat until the first time I went to the restaurant that we're going to. So Sid, I'm gonna challenge you. They treated us with respect.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's good.
No.
It's very, very good. I had 2 bites and I'm already,
You're feeling it?
I feel like I did not let you down, let's say.
You're enticing me to dive right into it.
You give it a try at least.
Yeah?
Give it a little taste. It's not gonna be great for your your palate for the rest of the food.
Can I do one little tour? I'm gonna cheat. Yeah. I feel this is also gonna be there. Oh,
I wanna get you on tape trying these at some point so that Jasper can then sit down and eat a little bit of food too.
all right, I'm ready.
Or we'll just order more of everything for him. Sid,
I am now ready.
You have you
I
have
am-
now tasted the table. We have
Look at me, I'm just skirting around the issue.
you're screwed. Hey, you know what? I'm not gonna make you do this by yourself. I'm gonna fill up my own bowl too. And I'm gonna be honest with you. It's the best thing here.
Yeah?
Yep. It is
All right.
gonna f up your palate. And I hope you've enjoyed everything else you've eaten because there's no point anymore.
After this.
If Jasper were filming me from behind, he would see the ring of sweat that's formed on the back of my head. But yeah, go
All
for
right.
it. Let's give it a go. This is the reason why we came here. What I consider to be the best jungle curry I've ever eaten. All right.
Yeah, all right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's a slow burn. You got to give it a few minutes. Don't
Yeah, I
be
was
worried.
like, okay.
It did cool down. It's a slow burn. You'll get there.
Okay, it is extremely herbaceous. I mean, the heat hasn't kicked in yet. It is beautifully herbaceous. And these, what are these green peppercorns? Yeah. They had a hint of sweetness. It's just that before the bite comes, there's a little bit of sweetness to it.
Yeah, I'm trying to talk, but my lips are numb. You're fine? You're fine. You're completely fine.
Yeah. I just got used to the heat. I've been living in Goa. They eat really spicy food.
I'm very, very disappointed that this hurt me more than it hurt you. I
I think I just
shattered.
got
I don't
to-
know if you can tell on camera. I was shattered. I'm like waiting for you to just be like, oh
Yeah.
wow, this is spicy, and you're just like, oh no, this is nice. This is fine. I got a little sweat, you know, but like, it's
Yeah.
fine, cool. No, let's have some more of everything. Like that was. I've had this idea to film here since we started the
Yeah.
channel. You broke my heart.
Sorry, man. Hold on, let me put some in my eyes.
I almost did that. I was like,
Yeah, man. No, it was, what an excellent meal. Just absolutely, what a range of flavors.
yeah.
It definitely ranks right up there. It might be. I think this one and that one in Chiang Rai. Oh, 3 top meals in Thailand. It ranks up there. I don't know what is 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
I'm gonna let the food gods figure that out. This one, something similar to this. So I guess I really like this kind of food. Again, in the north I had, and one was a khao soi in Chiang Mai.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the
I mean,
Muslim
come on.
culture. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
like, what the 6 o'clock in the morning, go there, get a bowl.
Yeah.
My kids in the little tuk-tuk with me. Yeah.
Good. Glad to have you here, man.
Thank you for having me on.
All right. I think we've got more.
Come
than
on,
enough
like,
to
share, and
edit down
subscribe.
on.
CTA. Call, like, share, subscribe. I never do it on my channel. I'm doing it on his channel.
Call to action. That's what that stands for. I'm
CTA.
sitting here. I'm like, what is he saying?
Yeah.
Can I put
Everybody
this on the
keeps
air?
telling
Is
me.
this it?
Yeah.
Call to action. Yeah. Hey, pound that subscribe button.
Yeah, I'm saying it here. Don't give me hate when you see it here, and I never do it on my own channel because I keep forgetting to. 'Cause I'm
What did I
usually-
say? And hit that bell to get notifications turned on. I'm not even good at this. I don't know how.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Hit that.
Hit that bell.
Hit that. Ring the bell.
Yeah.